This is a channel about getting back in shape and losing weight. But you can lose weight not only through exercise or diet. Sometimes you need to do something unusual. You need an adventure. Going on a solo 1 day autumn trip with a bike? Yes, it's possible, even if the destination is a bit far away. Is it worth it? Decide for yourself. I live in central Poland, so a trip to Gdynia by the sea is always an attraction. A completely different terrain, the closeness of the sea, it all creates a special atmosphere that I often enjoy with my family. But this time I decided to reset my mind a bit and go alone just for 1 day, taking my bike with me. It wasn't entirely my choice, no one couldn't join me at such short notice. And it was my trip, it was my first trip to the Tri City with a purely cycling purpose. I took a day off on the spot, bought the ticket a few hours before departure, and planned the cycling route in Kamut. The direct connection between Skierniewice and Gdynia makes this idea even more tempting.
Roads are quite hilly here in some places. Funny thing is that really people now just went to work, just went to school, and there is virtually nobody but me. From time to time, some cars here or there.
I realized that the road I chose was 100% road. I trusted Komoot, which suggested that option. So on my way back, I realized that the road option wasn't what I came to Gdynia for. I stopped, changed the route, and switched Komoot to a gravel option. The ride got much longer, but still fit within my schedule. The return train was after 5 p.m., so quite a safe margin. It was absolutely worth venturing into the forest. The first part, before reaching the main forest route, was a bit frightening because it was a dense, unfamiliar forest and complete silence. The forests of the Tri-City Landscape Park lie on a glacial moraine plateau. That's why the terrain is hilly, full of steep climbs and fast descents. The closeness of the sea affects the microclimates. It's more humid, cooler, often misty. Because of that, the forests are lusher and the undergrowth is softer and more sponge-like than in central Poland. The forest was full of hills and descents, and the only thing accompanying me was the rustling of the leaves. Reaching the main forest roads was a relief. The first kilometers were demanding, with mud and roots. The Tri-City landscape is a paradise for cyclists, runners, and everyone who wants a sense of wild, authentic nature right next to the city. Let me tell you more about my trip. Departure at 3:49 in theory means a sleepless night, but only in theory because I found a solution. I don't know about you, but I cannot sleep on a train unless it's a sleeping car, and that's how I finally fulfilled a dream I'd had for years. Taking a sleeping car. I asked about it only after boarding, and it turned out there was one spot left. Of course, it meant an extra cost, but it was worth every penny. At Warsaw Central, I switched from a regular second-class carriage to the sleeper. I left my bike to fate, but it doesn't look like some ultra-modern gravel bike worth millions. More like a boomer's bike whose golden years are long gone. Both the boomer and the bike. And truly, it's a steel frame, over 20 years old, heavy and super comfortable after a full service, which absolutely deserved after thousands of kilometers with me, and it rides now beautifully. The story of the bike is something I will leave for another episode. In the sleeper, I was greeted by a man wearing a red uniform, the characteristic outfit of sleeper car staff. He politely knocked on the door, opened it, and showed me my place. 3 beds. I got the middle one. The others were already occupied. I can say I slept the whole time. The train was swaying, the passenger below snored a bit, but it was still a fantastic option compared to spending the whole night sitting in second class. In the morning, the same attendant woke us up by knocking, informing us that Gdańsk was 40 minutes away, and he offered us a warm drink. Later, he brought a sweet roll. I drank my tea and ate the roll in good company. with a friendly passenger from the lower bunk who was traveling from his hometown, Zakopane. He said he often uses the sleeper option. Coming back to my bicycle ride, I reached the beach in Gdynia much earlier than planned. That's where I ate a well-deserved pizza, and I decided not to wait for the 5 p.m. train, but to catch the earlier one around 3 p.m. And after 4.5 hours of travel, I reached my town and got home around 8 p.m. And was it worth it? Absolutely. To experience something new and prove to myself that it was possible. The cost of the whole trip, the ticket with the bike, the sleeper supplement, and the return ticket was reasonable. Thanks to the direct connection, it didn't need a hotel, and I slept in my own bed. Well, my story is over. Hopefully, you will have a chance to see Gdynia